retro video game enthusiasts. Matt and Joe are back with Retro Takeout. Tonight we're going to be playing 1994 title Beavis and Butthead, MTV's Beavis and Butthead, for the Sega Genesis. We both grew up with this game, so it's really nostalgic to both of us, and it's really, really fun. Yeah, so let's just get into it. It's a one-player or two-player co-op, so if you're playing together, one of you's Beavis, one of you's Butthead. If it's one player, you can switch back and forth between them. I'm just going to play solo through this tonight, and I'm going to show you how to get through the game. So basically it starts with Beavis and Butthead watching TV, as usual. And they see a commercial for a guar concert. So they're going to go and get tickets to the guar concert. And this is going to be the premise of the entire game. So that's the neighbor Anderson, his dog, snatches the tickets from you. Chase ensues.
I think it's going to boot.
Yeah, so the dog throws up your tickets. And then here comes Anderson on his lawnmower. Chops your tickets up into a million pieces. Well, actually 9 pieces. So now your job's to go and find all the pieces to the ticket so that way you can go to the guar concert. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So we start in Butthead's living room. And like I said, you can control Beavis and Butthead. You can switch between them at any time. So this box right here is going to be your weapon screen. This box right here is going to be your item screen. So right now we got this green cloud for Beavis as a weapon and this gray cloud for Butthead as a weapon. And if you can guess what they are, so Beavis's attack is a belch and Butthead's is a fart.
When Butthead farts on Beavis, he'll say fart knocker, which is fitting because they insult each other throughout the game.
Okay, so the object of the game is it's really strange. It's got a lot of almost RPG elements to it, where you go around collecting items to complete like a certain task in the game. This is just kind of like this is an idle animation to where you'll just start dancing and headbanging and stuff. If you go into Butthead's room here, you'll see a couple more items, and then you'll also see this poster on the wall. So this is where you'll actually go to store your ticket pieces as you grab them.
One thing that I absolutely hated about this game was the password system. Like, why the fuck did they have to make the password so goddamn long and challenging? There was uppercase, lowercase. I mean, it was funny the way they did it, because you go to answer a question, and it's a question on a test, and you actually have to go with a pencil and paper within the game and circle your answers, and it makes the password for where you are in your progress. So it's clever, but it's annoying as all fuck. Like, they could have done it so much more better and so much easier than they fucking did.
Okay, so the remote controls your key to getting to the levels, so you want to make sure that's selected. You only have one life in this game, so if either Beavis or Butthead runs out of life, it's game over. Like I said, you can switch back and forth to them, so you really have 2 lives basically. You'll have a life bar for each one of them. Alright, so we're going to go to the first level, and then I like to go to the hospital first because it's really challenging to get through the part to get the ticket piece. So there's going to be stuff coming from all directions at you on the screen. Enemies, just random objects being thrown your way. The good thing about all the enemies in the game is they all drop health, no matter what. So it's a good way to. They take away a lot of energy, but they also will replenish you as you go. Alright, so the guy on the treadmill is Billy Bob. All these characters, like actually come from like the old episodes of Beavis and Butthead, so it's pretty faithful to like a TV show.
Yeah, the immersion to the game is really good.
Yeah.
I love that they drop burritos and hot dogs as the food for your health.
So we're gonna take this guy out here. There's a couple episodes where we went to the hospital.
Yeah.
But we're gonna take Billy Bob's cart here, and it's basically like a turbo tunnel level. So if he lands on you, if he catches up to you, it's a one-hit kill. So we got to make sure that we're paying attention. We can't really hit any of these hospital bags as we go, or we can't hit too many of them. So I'm gonna try and concentrate as much as I can.
Yeah, so you can't hit too many, and when you went through that there was like 6 or 8 of them in the row. Oh,
That's not good.
yeah, that's game over right there. So as you see, that this just says, dude, that sucks. But that's why he starts with this level normally, is because it is, you know, kind of a one-hit death for this game. But there's a couple different endings to this game, so like you can, again, it's like an RPG, choose your own adventure. You know, every game has multiple endings, so you can kind of they call it the good ending or the bad ending. I don't know what you want to call it. So there's different quests, if you will, to go through and acquire different items and get the ending that you want. So the replayability is good for this game in that aspect. So
we're gonna try again. This is honestly like the hardest part of the game, but once you get past this, it's
We're there, dude.
Damn it. Fuck.
Change it. We're there, dude. Change it. We're there, dude.
Son of a bitch.
Change it. We're there, dude.
remember if it's better to stay lower or toward the middle or what. Sorry about that. It usually doesn't take me that long. So you get down the stairs, Billy Bob crashes, and for some reason, like, a ticket appears. So your goal is going to be to get all these tickets at the end.
He dislocates every joint in his fucking body.
Yeah, he's a mess.
Alright, so
we can exit at this point, and these exit points is where you'll actually use to get out of the level. So like I said, we'll go out and drop off this ticket piece, and then we'll head to the next level. So as you can see, it'll give you a password at the top if you choose to save. And you can see the ticket piece that we collected.
Camera.
I don't need it yet. So we can actually go to the street next, because we don't really need any additional items there. Actually, tell you what, we're gonna go do the mall next. We're gonna do one part of the mall.
Change it.
Just
We're there, dude.
so the mall is the level that you're gonna get the most ticket pieces, and there's 3 ticket pieces in the mall. Some levels have 1, some levels have 2, and this level has 3. So you'll get additional weapons as you go too. So, but for right now, we're just gonna. I like to use Beavis more than Butthead when I just have this weapon, because obviously to fart on somebody you need to turn around, and it takes extra time to do that. Alright, so now we're in the mall, so you gotta avoid these shopping carts here, and we're gonna end up in the laundromat there, but we have to have a reason to go into the laundromat. So we have a dirty pair of jeans, and we gotta go pick up a bar of soap. So if you have the soap in the jeans, you can enter the laundromat. So we're gonna go to the frozen yogurt place, and this guy tells us that we made a mess of the place last time, and he gets mad and he throws cones at you. So we picked up this straw on the table. That's a new weapon. You actually use it to shoot spitballs, and you can do it a lot quicker than your belch attack.
Pea shooter.
So we're gonna pick up this bar of soap here that's in the bathroom. That's why we came in here. Also to get the pea shooter. But now we can go into the laundromat.
You want to run past. Make sure, running has 2 functions. You can move faster, but then you take the risk of not seeing things in front of you. So okay, so we got to start in here for a second. I'll explain it in a minute. All right, so we got rid of Todd. So you can see on the sign here it says free oil sample, get yours. So we picked up oil, we picked up soap, and we picked up the dirty pair of jeans. So in the laundromat, some of the dryers actually creak when you open them, and you don't want to wake up this lady right here, otherwise she's going to stab you to death. Now this last dryer is where the ticket piece is, and it creaks the most. So you want to make sure you have the oil selected, and then we're going to use it to lubricate the washer, so that way we can open it without waking her up. So she'll actually take her knitting needles and stab you with them, and there's no way to get past her. So you either gotta die, or you can use the sucks menu. But using the sucks menu, it'll get you out of the level, but then you drop all items that you have, including your weapons. So you don't want to use that. That's like an absolutely last resort method of
Alright, so we're gonna come back to the mall, but we're gonna go drop off this ticket piece for now. So we're gonna go back the way we came, basically. But now we got this pea shooter weapon, which is a lot more helpful. The reason I walk and shoot at the same time is the enemies kind of come onto the screen pretty quickly, and they're kind of cheap. So you will get hit pretty quickly.
They also camp off screen, and if you push them off screen, they'll just respawn. You don't have to do it all over again. So it's best to keep them on the screen while you're shooting at them.
All right, so those are the two, I think, the two hardest sections in the game. At least the ones that you're gonna die the most on. Obviously, the hospital part and then
Yeah. Glory. Cool.
part with the old woman. All right, so now I'm actually we're not gonna go back to the mall. We're actually gonna go to the street.
Change it.
And the street is the most like elaborate level for the stupidest reason. So again, we're gonna just kind of shoot off screen. I don't know who this character was from the show.
I think I remember him. I'm trying to remember what his name was. I think he was part of Todd's crew.
His name's Earl.
Yeah, that's
in the
right.
show. All right, so ultimately we're gonna end up in this yard. That's Anderson's yard, but we can't go there yet. So the street's blocked off, which means we gotta do some platforming through the sewers. So in the sewers, there's rats, there's slime coming up. It's better to get dripped on than to actually land in the sludge. You're going to take a lot less damage from the drips and the drops than actually falling into the pool. So if you do get hit by like the drips, just use your invincibility to like damage boost like through it, so that way you're not stuck in it taking additional damage.
Yeah, 3-second invincibility was one of the best things that the retro games had. The modern games just, they don't have that appreciation for it.
There's an awful lot of dead bodies and stuff in the sewer too. Alright, so we're to the other side. They do reward you with health. We're actually in pretty good shape. I need to pick up this duck right here. For a reason you won't think of later, but we'll pick him up and actually I'm gonna switch to Butthead and pick up this weapon right here. So this is
Dart shooter.
it's like a dart shooter, and it goes really fast, but it's really weak. So we're gonna use that later on. Alright, so we're gonna switch back to Beavis here. These tires you can actually bounce on to get higher. So we're going through it's almost like a junkyard section, I think. Just watch out for the bird coming down. Again, that sludge is really, really toxic to land in. So you can get that burrito if you bounce off the tire. My health's actually pretty good. Do not grab that boot. Again, there's a lot of items in this game that have special purposes.
If we wind up doing a review of this game, which I probably will, because there was a NES version of this game as well. So if I do cover a video on it in one of my history ofs, we'll explain what a lot of the other weapons do, or the items will do, and the pros and cons to each one. We'll go in depth because there's, like I said, there's multiple playthroughs. We're only going to do one playthrough on this side of the screen, but we may, show you the multiple endings and how to, get through the game a second time through a second playthrough again, because that replayability is key with this game.
So we're almost to the end here, and we gotta get this dog bone. So we traveled through a toxic sewer, through a toxic junkyard, risked life and limb to pick up this dog bone, and now we gotta go all the way back through all of this stuff.
Which was just...
But it's important, and you'll see why in a minute.
It's just, you know, bad game design on the game makers. You know, they could have chosen a different way to get back than just go all the way one way and then all the way back. It's tedious as, you know, as shit, and you gotta go through all the same dangers you did on the way back.
Yeah, this isn't really regarded as a good game per se. Like I said, I mean, a game doesn't have to be good for you to like it and, you know, have like nostalgia for it, I guess.
Yeah, this game has a ton of nostalgia value for Matt and I. We used to watch this show on MTV like crazy when it aired. It was this and Ren and Stimpy both, you know, started on MTV, and it was just that crude.
Yeah, we were both like,
humor.
I don't know, we were both like adolescent age when Beavis and Butthead was popular, so I don't know, it definitely fit our demographic. So we really enjoyed like the toilet humor, and obviously like even today, like I don't know, I still laugh at some of the episodes.
Well, you look at it too as, you know, we were at that demographic that was fit for the Sega Genesis. The adolescent, you know, teen boys was what they were appealing these type of games to. And well, I mean, the 90s was much more different. I mean, if you look at the rating, you know, MA13 for a game, and you know, it was a lot more different than, you know, nowadays. You know, parents are way too sure about their.
Yeah, I mean, this game in the show even was controversial. Early to mid 90s.
Yeah.
Focus groups or censors or whatever.
Yeah, which why was that MTV of all things?
Yeah. Okay, so we got the dog bone. We got the duck. Now we're gonna go fight Anderson. So Anderson rides on his lawnmower and he drinks beer and he throws beer cans at you. This is why like the dart gun comes in handy, because you can just fire off rounds and get the quick kill on him. So if you look there, there's a key around his neck. You're gonna need that key to get into his shed. So make sure you got the dog bone selected, and we're actually gonna, if you don't tease the dog with it to get him away, like the dog will bite the shit out of you until you die. Alright, so the door is locked, so it's because we got the duck selected. Cannot open a door with a duck. So use the key to open the door. So now we're in his shed. There's two really important items to get in here. The fishing pole, grab that for Butthead, you'll see why. And then we're going to get the chainsaw for Beavis.
Yeah.
So the whole point of this was to get the dog bone to divert the dog away from you, so you could get the key from Anderson to open his shed to get the chainsaw to cut down his tree to get the ticket that's in the bird nest in the tree. So it's a very long level, really counterintuitive to get through. And there's the ticket.
Gotta love it. I love that the graphic for the ticket was a full ticket for all of them, but it was just a random piece when you actually, you know, and the graphic for it was always seat 2. And then when you put it on the poster in your room, it actually was the real piece of the ticket. I mean, you can see how this is kind of RPG-ish, that, you know, you're not sure, and it's trial and error, and obviously we're guiding you through because we played this game 100 million times, and, you know, we know the best way through the game. It's just, you know, sometimes, you know, you just get a bad run, and you know, with fucking Billy Bob at the hospital, it's just a tough level. You may, you know, get it the first try, but man, you know, it's with him riding you like that, it's hard to focus on the bags and then how close he is to you. So it's not an easy, you know, track. I mean, you know, we try our hardest with these things, but you know, you can't always get it the first try.
Yeah. I think that's the reason the game wasn't really well received, is it was pretty cryptic to begin with. You know, with the items and not knowing what to do with them, but you know, through trial and error, and you know, once you figure out, you know, So we're at Burger World now. Burger World's where Beavis and Butthead work.
Work.
Work. There's a ton of episodes that show them really working or not working there.
Metaphorically and actually jerking off sometimes.
So there's a ticket piece in here. So if we go in the front door, there's an angry customer that wants service. So we're gonna give him some service.
Yeah, we are.
All right. So. Yeah, but like I said, you're gonna get health from them.
Yeah.
All right, so we gotta go up to the dumpster here first, and there's rats by the dumpster. And we're gonna switch to Butthead, so now we can pick up this straw here, and we're gonna pick up this rat in the dumpster. All right, and we took a lot more health, a lot more damage than I wanted to there, so we're gonna pick up this burrito, or hot dog, or whatever. All right, so we gotta type in a code on the keypad to get into the back here. It's just Butthead on the keypad. So 2 8 8 8 4 3 2 3, and you're in. So we're back by the deep fryers. So we got this rat, and then we're gonna pick up a stack of fries here. And we're gonna drop both of them into the deep fryer,
and then
so now we get
the Happy Meal's gonna appear somehow.
Yeah, we're gonna get a rat-infested order of fries. And we're gonna grab this headset here, and you'll see why in the next level. So this guy wants service, so we got the rat fries here, and we're gonna give it to the customer. He's gonna eat them.
We're gonna pocket the money like we always do in the show.
Yeah. So he throws up. Somehow he ate part of the ticket, and we gotta get him to throw up the ticket. So now we got some cash. So we got 50 cents, which it's not much, but it's a start. So we're gonna get out of the kitchen here, and we're gonna go out front to get the ticket piece. So we're gonna run into Todd again, I think.
Yeah, he's over there. I can't remember. It wasn't a Nintendo Power thing, obviously, because this was Sega Genesis. I don't remember. Was there something in the game that told us how to figure out the code for his the back ladder? Was that in trial and everything? I can't remember. It was we figured out somehow. I don't know if it was.
I don't know if it was like GamePro or a magazine like that.
Yeah, it was like one of those Nintendo Power type of games where even still is either you were trial and error this whole game, or you had to read a magazine that you purchased to figure out how to get everything done. One interesting thing I did like about the graphics of each of the characters, as you took damage, their picture would change. So the more damage you take, the more beat up they are, and the more fully healed you are, the better off you are.
So we're in good shape now. We had a slow start in the hospital, but we're coming back strong here. So we're just about halfway through the game at this point. We're gonna go to the mall next and get the other 2 ticket pieces there. So the duck and the headphones here. There's a pawn shop at the
and the jeans.
Well, no, not the jeans. We already used the jeans.
Jeans, yeah.
Yeah. So there's a pawn shop at the second floor of the mall that we're actually gonna hawk this stuff and get some more money, because we're gonna need some more money later on for one of the last levels we're gonna go to. So back to the mall. Again, kind of RPG-ish, where like you're going back and forth, revisiting levels, doing different things after you collect different items.
Yeah, there's a lot of backtracking in this game.
I'm actually gonna switch to Butthead because I want to get some health here.
So normally when you're doing 2-player, you guys will have access to the menu, but it is a lot of collaboration and communication on the other person's part, because if one one of you fucks up, you're both gonna fuck up because only one of you has to die for both of you to die.
Yeah.
And I can't remember how many times Matt and I would play this, and I'd, ultimately kill us, and then he'd throw the controller at my head, and, in the Beavis Butthead style and everything else, so.
Okay, so the army recruiting place is going to come into play in a minute here. So here's the pawn shop. We're going to hawk the duck and the headset, and now we got $3.80, which is good. So one of the ticket pieces is in the Army Recruiting Center. It's under a book. You'll see. It's under a book, and if you try and pick the book up, the officer in there will throw a bomb at you and kill you. But he's afraid of snakes. And so we're gonna purchase the snake. Snakes are 50 cents. And the shop owner is going to package the snake up for you. So while he's doing that, we're going to snatch the key off the register, and we're going to go over to the bird cage. We're going to open the bird cage, and there's a ticket in there.
So you want to get away quick with the birds getting out too. So.
I always seem to get hit by the bird no matter what. All right, so now we can take the package with the snake in it, and we're going to go back upstairs. And no matter what, I always seem to get hit by the shopping carts or the bowling ball or the skateboard coming by. So.
Or the chick that slaps your face.
Yeah, so it's just good that everything you can farm up health pretty easily in here. So he gets scared of the snake. He ducks for cover. We're gonna grab this bomb.
Because that's what you do.
Right. You can't grab the book, but you can grab the bomb, no problem. So we're gonna grab the book, and there's a ticket piece under it. We're gonna grab the ticket piece. And I think you can pick the snake up, even though the snake's useless at this point.
Yeah, we want you. The Uncle Sam poster. They changed what Butthead's shirt says in the poster in his room from. They had Metallica and AC/DC were their shirts, and now Butthead says Skull, and Beavis said was it
Death Rock?
Death Rock, but it was spelled like the way the Death Clock spells it with like the wrong letters.
Alright, so we gotta go back to the gauntlet of the police officer here. But it'll be a good chance to get our health back up. I am using a turbo button controller. I know it may seem like cheating, but it makes it a lot easier to... I could sit here and button mash and that would be fine, but it's a lot easier to take on the enemies with. Alright, we're done with the mall. So back to the Guar poster, and the tickets are really starting to come together now. So we got 3 pieces left. And we're gonna go to the high school next, which it's a challenging level, but I want to get it out of the way.
Change it.
If we run into trouble, we got this bomb, and I'll show you what to do with it if we get into trouble here.
There, dude.
Alright, so we gotta go into a couple of these classrooms here. So we're gonna take this guy out first. Earl, I think his name is Earl. He's the one that always seems to be like the most annoying enemy in the game. In terms of like respawning inconveniently, and he'll chase after you. Alright. So we gotta go into this room with the Albert Einstein poster. And we gotta visit Mr. Buzzcut. And we gotta get 2 important items in the science room here. But he's got his hand on this button with electronic things coming. So we gotta get over to him and belch on him so he takes his hand off the button long enough so we can grab the items. So we're gonna go do that now. So you're gonna take a lot of damage in this part. Alright, so we gotta grab these. That's not good. switch to Butthead.
You can farm for food.
Yeah, I'm gonna farm for food and then go back.
Yeah, Earl's the only one who can fight those.
So let's try again. Alright, so we got the other one, so we're gonna get out of here.
A plus B is AB.
Yep, so on the chalkboard it says don't mix A and B together. But we don't listen too good. Where's Earl? I need some help. So we're in decent shape now. So we're gonna go through the halls here. You gotta keep an eye out for the skateboards and people walking by and enemies and such. So there's Earl again. Try to get away from him here. No, that's not good. That's not good. Switch to Butthead for a second. Alright, so we go to this classroom with the globe poster, and under the desk there's a piece of gum, so you're going to want to grab that. That's important. And here's Mr. Van Dresen, one of the other teachers, and he actually he'll give you tips. On what to do at certain points in the game. So he's helpful. Again, now I'm trigger shy. So. Alright, so we got the bomb. So I'm just going to show you how to use it. We'll go back to the mall and get another one. So if you go into the bathroom, if you have the bomb, you can go into the stall here and actually blow up the toilet. And then get like a burrito or something. So it's good to have like in an emergency, so that way you can get a little bit of a health boost.
And it works on any of the toilets.
Any of the toilets. So yeah, there's a bathroom in the mall. There's a bathroom in the drive-in. It's like a non-required side quest, and it's fun to just explore the game and seeing what each item can do. And like I said, we may go into greater detail about that. All right, so the whole point is to get to the principal's office here, and Principal McVicker. So the ticket lands on his head. So you got item AB here, and it becomes C, and it explodes, and he passes out. The guy's a nervous wreck to begin with. He's always on the verge of a stroke on the show. He shakes, he convulses, and so he's not in the best of health, and Beavis and Butthead usually give him hell. So he passes out, you grab the ticket, and now you got to make your way back to the beginning of the level to get out. So we're going to run back into Earl a couple of times here.
I don't remember what her name was either, but
They like had a crush on her, I think,
Oh, yeah.
in one of the episodes.
Yeah.
She wouldn't give them the time of day. I can't remember her name.
yeah, but they can't. They just, you know, like any other, you know, teen boys, they kept trying every time. One time they tried to pick up girls by cutting their hair off and gluing it to their
Gluing
face.
on their face so they could have
for their
beards.
Hey, buddy, how's my beard?
Yeah, I wish that you could see reruns more of the show.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
Because you can get the DVDs or Blu-rays or whatever, but they don't have, like, at least the ones that I have, like, don't have the music video element to them, which
No.
was like,
the draw.
yeah, like half the show and like half the fun of them just like making fun of the music videos.
And then a number of years ago, they tried to rerun it with the newer music videos, and that thing just failed. I mean, it was a cool idea,
Yeah, I wish it had stuck around.
but it just didn't take with this newer generation. They just didn't get it, and it was more for us.
Yeah.
And but it was neat to see them bring it back. But
Okay, so we got some items here, and one part of the game is they did an episode on it where it was called couch fishing. So that's the reason that we got the fishing pole. So you're using items as bait, and you'll throw a line out the window and try and catch stuff with it. So as Beavis, there's what they would do is they would pick items out of the couch to use as bait. So there's 3 items here. We're gonna drop the donut. Using the donut catches one of the cops, and then he comes in and tries to kill you. So we're not gonna do that. The pizza will catch a cat, which we're not gonna need through this playthrough, but we may need in another playthrough. So we're gonna drop that. And then the Walkman is something I can show you. So I'm going to have Butthead pick up the Walkman. So we got the piece of gum, the Walkman, and the book from the Army Recruiting Center. So we got the pole selected and we got the Walkman selected. So we'll go over to the side of the couch here. We're going to throw the line out the window. And we're going to see what we caught. And it's Stewart, so it's the kid from down the street that they make fun of. It just wants to hang with them, but he'll give you tips on this. So he says there's a way to get really close to Guar. So I'll explain later like what that means. So if we got the book here, we'll throw another line out the window.
I got something.
And we'll see what we caught. And it's Daria, who was another character on the show, actually spun off to have her own MTV show. But she's like this nerdy girl, and she'll give you a tip as well. So it's, hey guys, many important things stick to gum. So we picked up the gum in Van Driesen's classroom. So if we got the gum selected and we got the fishing pole,
Hey, shut up. I got
throw the line out the window, and we actually catch a ticket piece with it. So we'll go stick that on the board, and then if my count serves me correctly, we'll have 1 ticket piece left to get.
All right. Guar. Yeah.
And we need to get that in the drive-in. So we're going to pick up the camera. We're going to select Beavis.
Change it. We're there, dude.
Okay, so it costs $3 to get into the drive-in. That's why we had to go hawk all that stuff, the headset and the duck.
The duck. Fucking duck.
So we're gonna go here. We're gonna pay the guy. Then he'll let us come in. Oh wait, we have a bomb. Shoot.
Yeah, but we paid, so we're good.
Yeah, but we gotta go back to the wall. I forgot. Okay.
Yeah, we showed you the bomb trick with getting food.
That's right.
But we gotta go back and get another bomb.
So on our way back to the mall.
More backtracking. Bear with us.
We're gonna take out the cop's again, all the damage we took, you know, earlier on in the levels, you know, really just gets canceled out by every enemy dropping some kind of like health replenishment.
I'll say there's another store we didn't show, but I mean, you can if you want to. It's a toy store.
Yeah, again, like, we're not going to need the toy store in this playthrough. So we're back in the Army Recruiting Center, so you can actually just go and take this bomb off the shelf, and the recruiting officer isn't going to do anything.
Well, it must have been, you know, when they said that book must have had some closely guarded secrets, because he's okay with you taking a bomb off the shelf, but not touching his little notebook, so clearly there was something important in there that you then gave to Daria, so, you know, whatever. I do like how they basically turned different episodes of the show into
I'm just going to let this guy follow me so no other enemies spawn on the screen.
yeah, only one of the enemies can spawn at a time, so good NES blast processing right there.
Okay, so we got the bomb. That's the last thing we need. Butthead's got the camera.
Sega Genesis blast processing.
So we're going to go to the drive.
We're there, dude.
So we've already paid, go ahead.
Yep. We got the bomb. We're going to go into the snack bar first. So Van Driesen said that soda makes the floor really slippery, and there's a big grape soda fountain in the background, so we're going to blow it up.
Lots and lots of grape
There's
soda.
grape soda all over the floor. There's this guy with a stupid look on his face that just lets you do that with no consequence. So now we're going to make our way through the parking lot of the drive-in. I'm going to switch to Butthead, because Butthead has the camera.
Again, I think this was another episode too, is the going knocking.
Yeah, so the vans are rocking, so you don't come a knocking.
The binoculars, another item that you don't need.
Yeah, we're not going to need the binoculars in this playthrough, but in another one we may. So make sure you have the camera selected. We can just leave those on the ground for now. So you're going to snap a picture, and this lady's going to come out all pissed off, and she's going to chase you. So we need to get... These puddles slow you down, and she'll do damage to you. The rats will do damage to you, so you kind of want to get through here as close as possible. And then run into the snack bar here, and then she slips on the floor, and somehow the last piece of the ticket appears. So we'll pick that up, and we'll exit, and then we can leave the drive-in. So that was a quick level. It's one of the last ones you do because it takes so much money to get into it. All right, so we got all the pieces to the ticket at this point. So there they are. There's a password if you need a password.
Feel free to use our password if you just want to fucking cheat your way through this fucking game, assholes.
Yeah. So if you look at the poster now that you got all the pieces, you'll see the 2 tickets there, so you can grab those. So we got the tickets, we got the remote. So let's go to the show.
Change it.
So we can select Choir Concert.
We're there, dude.
And we talk to the door guy. He says the tickets look pretty beat up.
All right.
He lets you in, and you can go through the front door here. And you're at the Choir show.
Yeah.
For all intents and purposes, that's the end of the game. So you'll sit here and you'll rock out to Guar. You'll dance a little bit. And you can stay on the screen as long as you like. You hit the start button. And it'll bring up like the last ending piece. So it'll say, congratulations, you got to the show. Now can you get to the band? So there's actually another path to take through the game to get an alternate ending, and I'll show you what that is in another playthrough to come. There's a couple extra steps that we need to take, but we'll go through this game again in the future. So then the credits are going to roll, and that's the end of Beavis and Butthead. So it's a fun game, not particularly long to just get to the show. You know, like I said, do the hard elements first. Like the hospital level, it took me a few tries to get through.
Cool. Yeah.
You saw all the items that you need to play it. It's a really fun playthrough. It's actually like pretty clever considering it's a game about two guys and do nothing but toilet humor. So check it out. I really enjoy it. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe on this video, and be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. So for Joe, I'm Matt for Retro Takeout. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.